When you hear the word snake, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For many, it's a sense of fear or mystery. But these incredible reptiles are so much more than that. They are masters of adaptation with over 3,000 species living in almost every corner of our planet, from lush rainforests to arid deserts and even in our oceans. So, what exactly makes a snake a snake? First off, they are vertebrates, meaning they have a backbone. But unlike most vertebrates, they have no legs, no eyelids, and no external ears. Instead of blinking, their eyes are protected by a transparent scale called a brill. And they don't hear like we do. They feel vibrations through the ground in their jawbones, which is an amazing way to sense approaching predators or prey. One of the most iconic features of a snake is its forked tongue. The tongue collects scent particles and then transfers them to a special sensory organ on the roof of their mouth called the Jacobson organ. This gives them a directional sense of smell, helping them track down food or find a mate. It's like having a superpower for your nose. Now, let's talk about their skin. A snake's skin is covered in scales made of keratin, the same stuff our fingernails and hair are made of. These scales aren't slimy. They're actually smooth and dry to the touch. The scales protect the snake from dehydration and injury, and their patterns and colors provide incredible camouflage, helping them blend seamlessly into their surroundings. As a snake grows, its skin doesn't grow with it. So periodically, it has to shed its old skin in a process called ecdysis. They'll rub their snout on a rough surface to start the process and then slowly slither right out of their old skin, leaving behind a perfect ghostly replica. It's like getting a new outfit every few months. How did these legless wonders get around? The most common is lateral undulation, that classic S-shaped movement where they push off objects in their path. Then there's concertina movement, where they bunch up their body and then extend forward like an accordion. For tight spaces, this is perfect. In the desert, you might see sidewinding, where they throw their body in loops, touching the hot sand in only two spots at a time. And large, heavy-bodied snakes like boas and pythons use rectilinear movement, moving in a straight line by gripping the ground with their belly scales and pulling themselves forward. It's incredibly efficient. Snakes are all carnivores, meaning they only eat meat, but what they eat depends on their size and where they live. A tiny thread snake might dine on ants and termites, while a massive anaconda can take down a caiman or a capybara. They have incredibly flexible jaws that are not fused at the chin, allowing them to open their mouths astonishingly wide to swallow prey much larger than their own head. They don't chew their food. They swallow it whole. Powerful digestive juices then break down everything except for maybe hair, feathers, or teeth. Now for the big question, venom. This is probably the biggest source of fear when it comes to snakes. But here's a crucial fact. Most snakes are non-venomous. Out of more than 3,000 species, only about 600 are venomous, and of those, only around 200 are considered medically significant to humans. Venomous snakes, like cobras, vipers, and mambas, use their venom primarily to subdue prey, not to attack humans. It's a last resort for defense. Non-venomous snakes, like pythons, boas, and garter snakes, have other methods. Many are constrictors. They'll strike their prey, grab it with their teeth, and then quickly wrap their powerful bodies around it, squeezing until the prey's heart stops. It's a very effective hunting strategy. So, how can you tell if a snake is venomous? Well, there are no simple, universal rules. Old myths like venomous snakes have triangular heads or bright colors mean danger are unreliable. A coral snake is brightly colored and highly venomous, but so is a harmless milk snake that mimics its pattern. A python has a somewhat triangular head but is non-venomous. The only way to be sure is to learn to identify the specific species in your local area. The best rule of thumb is simply to give all wild snakes their space. If you see one, admire it from a safe distance and let it go on its way. They want to avoid you just as much as you might want to avoid them. Most snakes lay eggs, often in hidden, warm places like rotting logs or underground burrows. These are oviparous snakes. The mother typically leaves the eggs to hatch on their own, though some, like the king cobra, will build a nest and guard it fiercely. As forests are cleared and wetlands are drained for agriculture and development, snakes are losing their homes and food sources. They are also persecuted out of fear and misunderstanding. Many are killed on sight, even harmless species that play a vital role in controlling pests like rats and mice. The illegal pet trade and climate change also put immense pressure on their populations. So, what can we do to help? The first step is education. By understanding their crucial role in the ecosystem as both predator and prey, we can start to appreciate them. They help maintain the balance of nature. If you live in an area with snakes, you can make your yard less attractive to them by keeping grass short and removing piles of wood or debris where they might hide. But more importantly, we can support conservation efforts that protect their natural habitats. Protecting their homes protects them and countless other species. Snakes are not the monsters of our nightmares. They are shy, elegant, and perfectly evolved survivors that have been on this planet for millions of years. They are a vital part of our world's biodiversity. The next time you see a snake, whether in a video, a zoo, or from a safe distance in the wild, I hope you'll look at it with a new sense of wonder and respect. They are truly one of nature's most remarkable creations,